Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda, and I am here today to just talk to you a little bit about some writing and about poetry. I have been writing poetry since I was a kid and writing songs and doing all kinds of things like that. I recently, a couple of years ago, self published and published my first book through lulu.com. And since then, I have published several poetry books, um, and they are available in ebook form on Amazon, Kindle, and Barnes& and Noble Nook, and Apple iBooks, and just various places. But I'm here to help you all if you are interested in poetry and if you would like to learn how to write some really nice but simple forms of poetry. I'm going to tell you what a haiku is. If you want to see more examples, you can check out my books. I have another one that I'm going to be having available. It's an inspirational poetry book, but I also have Love Sings Forever, which is a poetry book already available, and you can find it in ebook form. And this next poetry book I'm working on is going to be available in paperback and ebook form. So a haiku is something, it's a verse, a poetry style that was actually from Japanese style verse. And originally it was mostly written to describe nature, but because it got so popular now, it's used to describe many things. And I actually recently wrote a haiku for a soap making company. I entered a contest, and it's actually going to be whatever haiku they pick, they're going to put it on some soap. And it actually has to do with soap. And so you can actually write a haiku about, various subjects. And I tend to write a lot about love and positive things because that's just how I am. So that's a little bit about where the haiku came from. And so the only thing is that you're writing a haiku, you do have to stick with the pattern. So if you want it to be a haiku, here is the pattern. It needs to, not counting the title, it needs to have 3 lines of verse, only 3, no more, no less. And each line of verse or poetry needs to have a certain syllable count. Now, word count and syllable count is different. So you may see a line of poetry that has only 3 words in it, but if you count the syllables, there's 5 syllables there. You may find a line of poetry that has 5 syllables and 5 words. Syllables are what make up words. So you need to know that. You need to know the difference between a syllable count and a word count. So like a haiku needs 3 lines of verse, and the first line needs to have 5 syllables. The second line needs to have 7 syllables. And the last, third line needs to have 5 syllables. So the pattern is 5, 7, 5 for syllable count. And you need 3 lines of verse. So that's basically a haiku. And once you learn the pattern, you can just write haikus about all kinds of things. That's what I do. They're actually one of my favorite types of poetry because they're just so quick and easy. And sometimes I will actually sing a haiku, and I'll write it and then I'll sing it back to myself just because I like singing, and then it helps me to see how it flows and if it makes sense. So basically that is a haiku, and I wanted to share that with you. And you can check out my YouTube channel for more videos, and I'll be doing another live video eventually, and I'll share some more fun tips about writing and music, and maybe even some tips on crocheting and soap making, since I have a website selling things that I make. So anyways, I hope you have a great day, and you can check out my books and just have fun creating. And if you share a haiku after you have watched this video helps you to understand more what a haiku is, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who you think might need this information or like this information, and just have a great day. keep creating, keep writing, keep having fun.